Alright, hi guys, my name is Eric Lowe and I'm a senior at the University of Washington studying human-centered design and engineering. This summer I worked as a user experience research intern under Tim Scanlon, who is a senior user experience manager for the DLS Total User Experience team. The main project I worked on this summer was the DLS Total User Experience dashboard and project planner website, which I will elaborate on in a later slide. So this summer I contributed in several projects that came together at the end. At first, I came on to help tune up the operations of the new DLS John Walker UX lab. Once the lab was functioning properly, I was able to assist in several user research studies. The most prominent studies were the Built by Design gamification and Autodesk Publisher usability tests, the PRDS Voice of Customer sessions, and the eye tracking studies on Fusion 360 and customer journeys. The last project was the Total User Experience dashboard and was the overarching project that brought together everything I did this summer. So over the summer, I was able to assist in several user research studies, so please take a minute and view some of the highlights on what I did during my internship. Over the course of the internship, I assisted in several user research studies that I will talk about for today. The first usability study was to find issues with the user experience of the BXD gamification project's user interface design. The goal was to confirm or debunk the hypothesis that the site's workflows are intuitive through low-fidelity paper prototyping. The second study was to test the usability of Publisher while completing a few tasks. Participants were asked to create different animations, and user input was recorded using screen capture and participant video capture. I also assisted in Product Design Suite Voice of Customer sessions, where we asked for customer feedback about the importance of the various emerging themes associated with the customer baseline phase of the PRDS Tux Gap Analysis Plan. The last study I will talk about was focused on the usability of Fusion 360 captured by Tobii eye tracking. The goal of this project was to identify problem areas in the site's interface and view where users were getting stuck through gaze data. This was probably the most interesting user study I worked on because it might be informative to know what people are clicking on, but what drives that click? What is the user looking at, or what are they not looking at? Through clicks alone, it is difficult to figure this out, but by using eye tracking, I can visualize what is going on in the user's head. And the following video explains what the Total User Experience dashboard does and shows how everything I did this summer fits together. The DLS User Research Metrics dashboard was originally hosted on SharePoint. However, SharePoint was not an ideal content management site because it had poor adoption by the UX community. It was also not as dynamic as required and proved to be difficult to use. So initially we envisioned a dashboard that would utilize A360, Gecko board, and a separately hosted site handcrafted with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and MySQL databases. The purpose was to dynamically improve the collaboration and sharing of material between all Autodesk divisions and display KPIs and other resources for researchers and executives. Our Phase 1 goals were to identify the KPIs we wanted to display, identify and fulfill stakeholder requirements, provide necessary resources for researchers, display past, current, and upcoming projects, and showcase their results. At the end of Phase 1, we constructed the site linked above, and the site allows users to add in their past, current, and upcoming studies and reserve lab time, which is then displayed on the calendar. It also acts as a resource outlet for those that need information about research studies. Researchers can view lab manuals and access general study checklists to ready themselves for upcoming studies as well. The Tux dashboard site also benefits executives by creating a visual representation of PLGs and their projects and results. Overall, this was the overarching project I worked on this summer, and it has brought together all of my work with the John Walker UX lab and the user research I conducted. So at the end of this internship, I was able to come away with a few takeaways. 1. Don't hesitate to ask questions. The people around you are willing to help and they want to talk. And 2, ignorance is not bliss. Ask the question. So these are a few of the skills that I was able to further develop in my internship, and my experience at Autodesk was amazing. The Lake Oswego X Shop was the ideal place to work. The people I worked with were both welcoming and innovative, and there was hardly a dull moment. My managers were very open-minded and allowed me to work on projects that were of my interest. And every project I worked on was engaging and applied seamlessly to what I wanted to do in the future. This experience has truly solidified my passions for user experience and user research, and I thank you guys all for this wonderful opportunity. And if I were a manager for the day, I would hold one-on-one meetings to try and get to know the team better and build stronger relationships. So if you have any comments, questions, or want to know a little bit more about my internship experience, please contact me.